Get rid of those now. In case you don't know me, my name's Lloyd Sloan. I used to be a talk show host at WGNU in St. Louis, so they asked me to MC the event, and I'm very grateful for them to do so. Sloan Ranger on WGNU. I will give you an update. I do have now status as a producer at KDHX, so we'll see when we can start a show. But I hope before the end of the year. It's going to depend on timing and stuff like that. So I'll put in that little plug. I also was in Washington, D.C. recently, and I hate to start on such a downer note, but I hadn't been to Washington, D.C. since I was a kid, and I will say it was not the way I remembered it as a child. It's hard to go there now, just mixed feelings about it. It's hard for me to visit Washington. Unless you're a fan of very large government, you will probably not enjoy a trip to Washington, D.C. At least I did not, put it that way. And I saw the memorials, and I saw Jefferson's home, which I'd never seen in my life. And then also visited some Civil War battlefields, which I found more interesting, really, than the trip to Washington. Just turning the corner and seeing an IRS building, or turning the corner and seeing a Federal Reserve building, and knowing that 90% of the people I run into are living off the taxpayer dollars, just too concentrated for me in Washington. So I may say a few more things about that, I suppose, as we proceed on. Before, I want to introduce, we got some candidates, I'm very excited about that. So this is a candidates forum. We've got a list of 9 or 10 candidates, plus a vice presidential candidate that is on his way and will show up somewhere along the program. Wayne Allen Root is in town, and he's here to speak to us. But before I do that, I want to introduce the state chair from Columbia, Missouri, state chair of the Libertarian Party, Glenn Nielsen.
Thank you all for coming today on your Saturday. Libertarians in the St. Louis area, and I'm not sure if we have any Ron Paul supporters here, but welcome, and the public just generally interested in the Libertarian Party. Thank you all for coming. And a special thanks to our candidates. To have, I think Lloyd said, like at least 10 candidates here today. That's great. And, you know, for the Republicans and Democrats, it's no big thing to be politicians. They do it full time. That's their job. They get paid for it. But our candidates, they sacrifice. You know, they've got jobs, they've got families. They take a lot of time out of their own life in a cause that some look at as hopeless, to spread the message of freedom and liberty. So I think our candidates deserve a lot of thanks for all their sacrifices to spread the message of freedom and liberty. Before we go any further, I need to embarrass someone here.
You mean other than yourself?
Thank you. I have here a certificate of appreciation thanking our treasurer, Paula Bensky, for the great job she has done. That was presented by the Libertarian Party National Committee at the National Convention. So Paula, if you could please come here. Much, and I have to say that Paul has been our treasurer now for about what, 4 months? About 4 months now, and it has just done an incredible job, and has really helped straighten up our finances and our dealings with Missouri Ethics Commission, and really has made my job and the job of our state officers and our executive committee so much easier. So special thank you to Paul for all of her work. About me, this is about our great candidates, this is about our message of freedom and liberty and opportunity if we can just get government out of the way. So let me turn it back over here to Lloyd, and we can get on with this great forum.
Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah.
Well, the next man I'm going to introduce on the phone, our secretary of the National Party, so I won't interrupt that.
No, I'm about, yeah.
But he'll interrupt you. I will say, one of the things I saw in Washington, which really struck me, was the new statue to the unknown bureaucrat, which I was very pleased with. It puts it into perspective, because they state the accomplishment of this, I guess, this unknown individual but put this in perspective, the greatness of this accomplishment. It states on the plaque, the Pythagorean theorem
You should be
is
able to
24
use those back
words
roads
long.
and get to the hotel.
The Lord's Prayer is 66
So
words long.
actually, if I'm
The
trying
Ten
to-
Commandments are 179 words. And the American Declaration of Independence is 1,331 words.
There you go.
But this bureaucrat,
Okay.
the author of the U.S. government regulations on the sale of cabbage, wrote 26,900.
Well,
Quite an
then double back. I'm about to be introduced.
I'm gonna skip over. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Try to get the vice president here.
I'm not going to introduce you. I want to give a round
Yeah,
of
hold on.
applause and
Let
also a
somebody else give
welcome
directions.
to our organizer for the event today, Michael Pakko. I want him to say a few words. We've got an election coming up, August 5th, the primary in Missouri. So we are talking politics today for sure. And he wants to put in a plug for a neat idea here that I'll let him talk about township committees and other boring political stuff like that. But a round of applause to welcome Michael Pakko, and also thank you.
I want to get on to the candidates here right away, but I just wanted to put in a little bit of a plug. Of course, one way that you can support our candidates coming up very shortly is on August 5th, pick up the Libertarian primary ballot and cast your vote for our candidates. Let's get those numbers out there and show people that even though there's not really any contested races, that we have a really good showing of strong Libertarian support. And while you're at it, I have a suggestion for you to vote for yourself. One of the options on the Libertarian primary ballot is to vote for your local township committeeman and committeewoman. Those constitute the official members of the Libertarian Party in Missouri, county by county. And I have here a sample ballot. This is a Republican one, but you can see that down here at the bottom where it says for committeeman, for committeewoman, there most likely won't be a name listed there, but there is a blank for write-in, and you can check in that oval and write in your own name. You become an official member of the Missouri Libertarian Party, help fill out our roster, and it gives you an opportunity to get involved in the party organization. I think it's a great thing to do because personally, due to my job obligations, I'm not able to do that, so I have to serve as just a volunteer. But for those of you who can serve on the committee and help out, I think it's a neat opportunity. So I just wanted to put in that plug.
And you get your name in the state blue book.
In the state blue book, the Secretary of State's manual, you'll be famous.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. I don't know if I'll get in trouble with this, but I can also give you a little tip too. It costs $100 to file. So if you don't file, you can save yourself $100 by just writing in your name. But I generally always filed whenever I did it. You can give the party an extra $100. I believe it's still $100 to file for township committee. So that would get your name on the ballot.
Only in the city or
No? They changed it. Somebody stole $100 from me at some point. I definitely paid $100.
It's only in St. Louis City and County.
It's only St. Louis City and County, so not statewide. Okay. It's not a statewide policy.
But the money goes back to the party.
It goes back to the party, so you can, and I don't know if it's even too late to file, so maybe the write-in is the only way to get your name in anyway. But you are being frugal, and saving yourself a little bit.